Picture this. You're sitting there, phone in your hand, staring at a message you already know won't come. Not because she's busy, not because she forgot, but because something inside her changed. Quietly. No fight, no goodbye, just distance. And that distance hurts more than anger ever could. You remember when her attention felt effortless, when she leaned into you, when your presence mattered, and now you're still doing everything right, showing up, listening, caring, yet somehow feeling more alone than you ever did before her. That's the moment that breaks a man. Not rejection, not loss, but confusion. Loving someone who feels close enough to touch and far enough to lose. So you ask yourself the questions no one hears. Did I love too much? Did I give too freely? Did I make myself too available? And the truth is painful because you were never taught that love can fade not from neglect, but from excess. That giving your whole heart without restraint can slowly drain the desire out of the room. What you're experiencing isn't personal failure, it's human psychology, it's biology, it's the nervous system reacting to certainty, to comfort, to the absence of tension. And once you understand that, once you see the pattern, the confusion turns into clarity. Because the moment you stop loving from fear, the moment you stop chasing reassurance, something shifts. This video isn't about blaming women, and it's not about becoming cold. It's about understanding the silent rules of attraction that no one ever explains to men. The rules that decide whether love grows or quietly dies. Stay with me. What I'm about to tell you may hurt, but it will set you free. You loved her in the way only a man does when he still believes love is about giving everything. You showed up when it was inconvenient. You stayed when it was uncomfortable. You opened parts of yourself you never opened to anyone else because you thought that was what intimacy meant. And for a while it felt right. She leaned into you. She felt close. You felt chosen. But slowly something shifted. Not with a fight, not with betrayal, just distance. A subtle coldness in her voice, a delay in her replies, a look in her eyes that told you she was somewhere else, even when she was sitting right in front of you. You blamed yourself in silence. You wondered what more you could do. You replayed conversations in your head, searching for the moment you messed up. So you tried harder. You loved louder. You explained more. You reassured more. You made yourself smaller just to keep her comfortable. And the more you gave, the less she reached back. That's the part no one warns you about. That love without limits doesn't feel like love to the other person. It feels like certainty. And certainty to the human nervous system is quiet. It doesn't spark. It doesn't pull. It doesn't create longing. She didn't stop caring because you weren't enough. She stopped feeling because there was nothing left to reach for. Desire lives in tension, in contrast, in the space between two whole people. And when you collapsed your entire world into her, that space disappeared. Her body reacted before her mind ever could. That's why she said she was confused. That's why she said she didn't know what she felt. She wasn't lying. She just didn't understand what was happening inside her. Then one day, something inside you broke. Or maybe it finally woke up. You stopped chasing clarity. You stopped explaining your heart. You pulled back, not to punish her, but because you were tired of abandoning yourself. And in that silence, she felt it. The absence hit her nervous system like a shock. Suddenly you weren't guaranteed. Suddenly she could lose you. And that feeling, that fear, that uncertainty made her feel alive again. But listen carefully, my friend. This is not about manipulation. This is not about withholding love to control someone. This is about learning a painful truth. Love given from need is heavy. Love given from wholeness is magnetic. The moment you no longer need someone to fill the emptiness inside you, the dynamic changes. Not because you became colder, but because you became grounded. The strongest men are not the ones who love the hardest. They are the ones who love without losing themselves. The ones who can stay soft without becoming weak. The ones who understand that walking away is sometimes an act of self-respect, not ego. And when you embody that energy, whether she stays or goes, you regain something far more important than her attention. You regain yourself. If you stayed until the end, it's because this wasn't just a video for you. It was a mirror. You saw pieces of your own story in it. The late nights, the unanswered messages, the quiet realization that loving harder didn't bring her closer. It pushed her further away. And I want you to hear this clearly. There is nothing weak about the way you loved. You weren't foolish. You weren't naive. You were sincere in a world that never explains the cost of sincerity. But here's the truth you must carry forward. Love should never require you to abandon yourself. It should never demand that you shrink, beg, explain, or prove your worth. The moment you feel like you're losing yourself just to keep someone, the relationship is already asking for too much. Attraction doesn't die because you weren't enough. It dies when you forget who you are. So take this lesson with you, my friend. Love deeply, but stand firmly. Care honestly, but never desperately. Be present, but never dependent. The strongest position a man can hold is not control over someone else, it's control over himself. And when you finally choose self-respect over fear, you win something far greater than attention or validation. You win peace. And whether she stays or leaves after that, you walk forward as a man who knows his value.